Scary, isn't it?
A little bit. Good morning. So nice to finally meet you. I'm going to a 11-day silent meditation starting tomorrow, and I'm looking for advice of how to take this time to get the most out of it and springboard my life into bliss.
Well, the thing that's interesting about something as intense as that is that you've trained your mind to be very responsive, and you've trained yourself to be very communicative. And so to just stop communication for 11 days.
I tried it once before, I made it 7. And it was profound, the results I got in those 7 days and what I saw within myself.
We can see why. We can see why, because in the no longer speaking, there is less perpetuation of the momentum of a thought, because there's no one being your soundboard and adding to it.
Yes.
Our advice is, don't go.
Oh, gosh.
Well, of course you can go, and of course you're up for it, but why make something so difficult? Why go so hard against your natural nature? Why not just modify gently and gradually? And we know the answer. The answer is because I've got no self-discipline. Unless I surround myself with conditions where everybody has agreed to the same thing, then I'm not likely to keep my word to myself. And we sort of kind of get that. But so let's talk about the reasons that was a profound experience for you.
Okay.
So momentum is the big subject here. Because when you give your attention to something, law of attraction responds to it. And in silence, there's going to be less momentum. Now, some people say, but Abraham, I have this mind that is just chattering all the time. And just because I'm not talking, in fact, sometimes if you are not expressing, then your mind becomes even more active. In other words, sometimes. And so when you realize that your goal is, it's not about the action of speaking or not speaking. It's about the finding of the thought or the words or the action that harmonize with who you really are. You see, silent meditation implies something. It implies something that is so contrary to what we know to be. When Esther is in alignment with us, do you find her silent?
Not at all. Not at all.
When you're in alignment with well-being, don't you want to ooh and awe at the beauty of the surroundings around you? Don't you want to describe them in detail? The only time that silence is ever of value is if you are out of the vortex, if you are in a place of misalignment, if you are beating the drum, if you've got negative momentum.
Yes.
So if you've got so much negative momentum going on that you need to go stand in a place of silence for a long period of time, then we can see how that would be of advantage to you. But Source wants to express through you. Source wants to laugh through you. Source wants to yodel down the canyon through you. In other words, silence, there's a misunderstanding. And you help us say something very important. Yes, if you got something negative going on, shut up. We love you all so much. But when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, be boisterous in your revelations, in your reveling of life experience.
Yes. What the follow-up here to tie this all together for me is just a background. Last summer, I was in the vortex, living my life in the vortex. I attracted my perfect life partner from in the vortex. She was in the vortex. We got married and everything changed, of course. We found reasons of why to pick on each other, why the other person's doing wrong. So I guess that for me is what this meditation would be about. It's like, how can I just utilize this time to really learn how to meditate so that, I don't go down that road.
We teach meditation a lot of people do, and we encourage 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay.
Not 11 days.
Right.
15 or 20 minutes, because your mind wants to be active. But what you want to do, 15 or 20 minutes is enough to relax the activity and give you a vantage point of being able to then choose more deliberately. And that is probably what will go on during that 11 days. In other words, your mind will race and you'll find your balance, and your mind will race and you'll find your balance. We just want you to understand that the most important thing that we want you, all of you, to understand is that you are an extension of source energy, an extension of source energy. And you are the manifestation of source energy. You're the leading edge of source energy. And you didn't come to silence yourself. You came for alignment, yes. We just don't think any of you need something so extreme. You just need an understanding. You just need to awaken your guidance system. And that's really why meditation is a good tool, is because when you meditate, you quiet your mind, and when you quiet your mind, you stop resistance, because you stop all thought. And when you stop resistance, your vibration raises to your highest thought. Esther was sitting and meditating for 15 or 20 minutes. This is something you really need to hear. This exactly makes the point that we want to make. She was sitting and meditating with Jerry for 15 or 20 minutes. They did that every day for about 9 months. And early on, like the second or third week, Esther had managed through meditation to release enough resistance that her vibration was very close in the vicinity of ours. So we began speaking to her. But she thought that it was her own thought that she should release, because she'd been told, when you meditate, quiet your mind. And so we would say something to her and she would quiet us right out of her mind.
Yes.
Finally, one day she was in a relaxed state, and so she was allowing movement, and we just began spelling the alphabet with her nose. It was the only way we could get her attention.
Yeah.
She got clear down to M, N, O, and she realized, she said, Jerry, I'm spelling the alphabet with my nose. And we all said, finally! Finally, she realizes that she is in concert with us, that she is a receiver of our thoughts, you see.
Yes.
And so it's just a matter of understanding that you are an extension of pure positive energy, and that you have guidance within you. So we teach meditation. People would say to us, Abraham, is it normal for all hell to break loose in one's life when they begin playing with you? And we said, yes, because when you meditate and you find that higher vibration, lower vibrations are never comfortable again. Once you start acclimating to that higher vibration, then the lower vibrations just don't feel good. So what it does, it activates your guidance system. It activates the hot and cold guidance that is within you, you see.
Yes.
So you ask us, if you were going to embark on an 11-day retreat of no communication and silence, what advice would you give? And we say, listen for the clarity of the source within you, and have as much inner conversation as you feel like having.
Okay, great.
And then just try and stop yourself from talking about it.
Yes. Thank you.
Really good. Enough?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.